The New York Yankees have made another important roster decision, and while it may not carry the same headline-grabbing attention as a blockbuster trade or the signing of a superstar, moves like this often play a major role in determining how a season unfolds. Just hours before the series finale against the Minnesota Twins, the Yankees adjusted their roster once again, sending a clear message that every single game matters as they continue their push through one of the toughest stretches of the season. Fans immediately began debating what this move could mean, not only for today's matchup, but for the team's plans over the coming weeks. Some supporters see it as a simple transaction designed to keep the pitching staff fresh, while others believe it could signal bigger decisions that are still waiting around the corner. Either way, every roster move made by the Yankees is closely watched because this organization is expected to compete for championships every single year. When the front office acts, there is usually a reason behind it, and today's decision is no different. The timing of this move is especially interesting because it comes before the final game of an important series against the Twins. Every series carries weight at this stage of the season, and finishing strong can create valuable momentum before the next challenge begins. The Yankees understand that championships are not won with only star players. They are won through depth, smart planning, and having the right players available when they are needed most. That philosophy has guided the organization for years, and today's roster adjustment fits perfectly into that mindset. While casual fans often focus only on the names in the starting lineup, baseball insiders know that managing the bullpen and keeping pitchers healthy can make the difference between winning and losing over a long season. One of the biggest challenges every major league team faces is balancing short-term success with long-term health. The Yankees have experienced injuries throughout the season, forcing different players to step into important roles. Because of that, every roster decision becomes more significant. Calling up a fresh arm can provide much-needed relief for a bullpen that has worked hard during a demanding stretch of games. At the same time, sending another player back to the minor leagues is never an easy decision, but it reflects the reality of professional baseball. Every player understands that roster spots are earned every single day, and the competition inside the organization never stops. For the Yankees, pitching depth has become one of their biggest strengths. The organization has spent years developing young pitchers while also adding experienced veterans who can handle pressure situations. That combination gives the coaching staff flexibility whenever adjustments become necessary, instead of overworking one or two relievers. The Yankees can rotate fresh arms into the bullpen, allowing everyone to remain effective throughout the season. This strategy may not always receive national attention, but experienced baseball fans understand just how valuable it can be during a playoff race. Today's move also demonstrates the confidence the Yankees have in their player development system. Every time a young pitcher receives an opportunity to join the major league roster, it represents years of hard work behind the scenes. Players spend countless hours refining their mechanics, improving command, and preparing mentally for the moment they finally receive the call. For many young pitchers, walking into the Yankees clubhouse is the realization of a lifelong dream. At the same time, they know the opportunity comes with enormous expectations. Wearing the Yankees uniform means performing under constant pressure, and every appearance is evaluated by coaches, teammates, media members, and one of the most passionate fan bases in all of sports. The series against the Twins has already provided plenty of excitement, and the Yankees know how important it is to finish on a positive note. Winning series consistently is one of the habits shared by successful teams. Even when every game cannot be won, taking 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 keeps momentum moving in the right direction over the course of a long season. That's why every available advantage matters, whether it's having one extra rested reliever, making a defensive substitution late in the game, or matching up against certain hitters. These decisions often determine the outcome of close contests. Manager Aaron Boone has repeatedly emphasized the importance of preparation and trust throughout the season. Players are expected to be ready whenever their names are called, regardless of whether they are established veterans or newly promoted prospects. That culture has helped the Yankees remain competitive even when dealing with injuries and roster changes. Every player understands his role, and today's transaction reflects the organization's continued commitment to putting the best possible group on the field each night. Fans often become excited by blockbuster trades or major free agent signings, but championship teams are usually built through dozens of smaller decisions that receive far less attention. Successful organizations know how to maximize every roster spot. They understand when a player needs additional rest, when a pitcher would benefit from extra recovery time, and when a fresh arm could provide a critical advantage. Those decisions rarely dominate sports headlines, but over a 162 game season they add up in meaningful ways. The Yankees have long been recognized as an organization that pays close attention to every detail, and today's move appears to follow that same philosophy. Another reason this transaction has generated discussion is because the Yankees remain focused on positioning themselves for the months ahead. Every victory matters in the standings, but every healthy player matters even more when October arrives. The coaching staff knows that protecting pitchers from unnecessary fatigue can help ensure They remain available when the biggest games are played later in the season. Rather than asking the same relievers to carry the workload night after night, the Yankees continue using organizational depth to keep everyone as fresh as possible. The clubhouse atmosphere also benefits from this approach. Young players who receive promotions bring fresh energy and excitement, while veterans appreciate seeing the organization reward strong performances in the minor leagues. That healthy competition encourages everyone to continue improving because no roster spot is ever guaranteed. Players understand that consistent performance creates opportunities, while periods of struggle may lead to temporary changes. It is simply part of life in professional baseball, especially when playing for a franchise with championship expectations. As first pitch approaches for the series finale, all eyes will be on how this roster move impacts the game. Perhaps the newly promoted pitcher will be called upon in a key late-inning situation. Maybe the bullpen will remain rested because the starting pitcher delivers a dominant performance. Baseball has a way of creating unexpected heroes, and sometimes the smallest transaction becomes the story everyone is talking about by the end of the night. The Yankees are hoping today's decision proves to be another example of smart roster management paying off at exactly the right time. Regardless of how the game unfolds, one thing is already clear: this organization continues searching for every possible edge, understanding that even the smallest move today could help shape a much bigger success tomorrow. As the Yankees continue moving through the grind of the regular season, every game begins to feel a little more important. The margin for error becomes smaller, and every decision made by the coaching staff is magnified. That's exactly why this latest roster move has attracted so much attention. It may seem routine on the surface, but inside the organization, these decisions are carefully planned. Every player who joins the active roster is expected to contribute immediately if his number is called. There is no time to ease into the role when you're wearing the Yankees uniform. Expectations are always sky high, and every opportunity matters. The coaching staff believes that having fresh arms available can make a tremendous difference, especially in a close game where one inning can completely change the outcome. Against a dangerous Twins lineup capable of putting together big innings, every pitching change carries added importance. The Yankees have repeatedly shown that they trust their organizational depth. Instead of relying on the same players every night, they continue giving opportunities to those who have earned them through consistent performances in the minor leagues. That approach creates healthy competition throughout the entire system. Players understand that if they perform well, the organization is watching. Every dominant outing, every quality appearance, and every improvement increases the chances of receiving that long-awaited phone call to the major leagues. For young players, those moments become unforgettable memories, but they also represent the beginning of an even greater challenge. Reaching the majors is one accomplishment. Staying there is another. Every inning becomes an audition for future opportunities. The fans also deserve credit for keeping the energy around this team alive. Yankee Stadium remains one of the most intimidating places for visiting teams because supporters bring incredible passion every single night. Whether celebrating a dramatic home run, a clutch strikeout, or a perfectly executed defensive play, the crowd helps create an atmosphere unlike anywhere else in baseball. Players constantly mention how much that energy motivates them, especially during close games when every pitch carries enormous significance. That connection between the team and its fans continues driving the Yankees toward their ultimate goal. As this series reaches its conclusion, one thing is certain: the Yankees are not standing still. They continue searching for every competitive advantage available, whether it comes through lineup decisions, bullpen management, or roster adjustments. Those small improvements may not always dominate national headlines, but inside the organization, they are treated with the same importance as any major acquisition. The front office, coaching staff, and players all understand that championships are rarely decided by one moment alone. Instead, they are earned through consistent execution, smart planning, and countless decisions made throughout an entire season. For now, all attention shifts back to the field. The latest roster move has been made, the players are ready, and another opportunity awaits the Yankees to prove why they remain one of baseball's most respected franchises. If today's decision helps secure an important victory, fans will look back on it as another example of thoughtful roster management. And even if the spotlight eventually shifts to bigger stories later in the season, this move will still represent another important step in the Yankees' ongoing pursuit of excellence. Every game matters, every player matters, and every roster decision has the potential to shape the road toward October. That's why this seemingly simple move before the Twins series finale could end up being remembered as one small but meaningful piece of a much larger championship journey.